YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy Buddha back in the building for another Last Cloudia news and information video. And as you can see, the YouTube title above me, we've got Shift Meredy incoming as our Valentine's Day unit. Was not too hard to guess. I know Speculation Day is a time for your imaginations to run wild and start theory crafting. I've been there. I've done it. However, in my opinion, this one was just way too easy to guess. However, not only did we get this info, but we have a ton of in-game notice as well that I checked out earlier this morning. I'm going to be covering that in a separate video just to take my time with it, dissect it all. So look for that video later today. But I'm going to try and get the reaction video here up for Meredy beforehand, so you guys can witness what this girl is bringing to the table with me. Let's go ahead and dissect her kit and see what Meredy's looking like. Let's check out her animations. We have Ring Laser 7 hits S1, a 9 hit S2, and an 18 hit S3, y'all. Looking at her special, I mean, she takes a freaking meteor from the atmosphere and slams it into the earth. It slams it into the world. Like, I don't know what more you want. We've got Meredy's traits, everyone. Inventive Queen Meredy. Her first trait at max level, Powered Gear. When hitting an attribute weakness, damage plus 50% and damage cap plus 5,000. Very similar to her OG form, right? Taking advantage of the weakness to thunder. This version of Meredy is just weakness to attribute. So when attacking with skills, cut enemy attribute resistance and then deal damage. For each repeat of a skill, cut attribute resistance more. Max minus 15 and resets each wave. I do believe that this has the potential to get enemies into the negative or weak status for whatever element Meredy is attacking with. Which is awesome. Just the way that it says like max minus 15 probably breaches 0 if you get below there. It's amazing that we're finally seeing some more attribute cutting in a character. I think the last one we saw built innately in their kit. I don't want to be getting this wrong, but the one that I can think of is Shift Zeus, right? Lowering enemies' attribute resistances or cutting them in half, right? He didn't have the potential to lower them below 0. I think this version of Meredy does. It would make sense with her needing to hit weakness in order to proc that first part of this trait. So that's just my speculation as I'm reading this right now. Trait 2, built-in Golem Core. Abilities must be set to use skills, right? That sounds confusing, but it'll make more sense when we get into her ability board. Based on which skills are usable, nullify, I don't know why I want to say that. Nullify, flinch, cut magic attack damage from an element 20%. I am assuming that since this is coupled with the /cut to magic attacks, Meredy is only not flinching against magic attacks. It's not nullify flinch entirely, but again, that's just me trying to make sense of Last Cloudia's wording, which is always a bit confusing and can be interpreted a couple of different ways. So cuts that magic damage to the element, and then it gets into skill 1 earth, skill 2 fire, and skill 3 are ice, right? So her S1, 2, and 3 are all different elements, also like Shift Zeus. Boost skill damage based on the number of unusable skills. 1 skill 50% and 2 skills 200%. Okay, if you can already tell, your boy Buddha did read all of this before I started recording this video. Very different, but I like it a lot. It's going to make more sense as to how they want you to play as this Meredy when we get into her ability board. Because reading these two traits just alone had me like, what am I reading right now? I'll give you a little foresight, right? Meredy can set certain skills in her ability board to be usable or unusable as the traits specify. So what they want you to do with this Meredy is basically set her to only having access to 1 out of her 3 skills, yes. But when you do that, you get a ton of return rather than trying to run her with all of them active at once. Very different, very strange, but it makes sense for some other reasons as well, which we'll talk about later. Anyway, we're still on traits. Let's just move on because this girl's all over the place. Moving on to the abilities, right? These are the skills that are either usable or unusable depending on if they're set or not. Her skill 1, ring laser, frontal, long range fire combo attack. So she's got a long range move right there. Skill 2, you won't get away, frontal, medium range, ice attack, followed by a charge into a medium area combo attack with a chance to give a speed cut debuff. I don't know why they made this S2 as involved and crazy as it sounds, but it's very simple. It's a medium range, right? So it starts at a distance, then she closes the gap, right? Because she charges and has the potential to give a speed cut debuff to the enemy she's attacking. We'll of course see how much of a speed cut debuff it is, because if you notice, veterans who have Nocturne Tinkili, right? Part of the reason she's so crazy is because she can go ahead and lower movement speed by an obscene amount to the enemies. But then in the future, we had seen some more speed debuffing, which didn't quite meet those expectations, right? Because it didn't decrease speed by as much as Nocturne Tinkili does. So we'll have to see what that speed cut debuff is. I imagine it's just the regular speed cut, but again, we'll know in game once it's used. And skill 3, full attack mode, jump forward for a wide area thunder combo attack. Jump forward is weird. I don't recognize that terminology. I imagine it's similar to Lance Veils. I mean, I guess we can kind of go back and see it, right? Yeah, so you saw she jumped forward. The thing is, this was like she was already in the line of sight, so we don't know if this is from anywhere on the map or if she does have to get into position for that skill to activate. And then her special, Meteor Strike, powerful light combo attack to all enemies, damage cap plus 5,000. So then she switches to a light combo attack for her Meteor Strike. I wish it was a neutral type attack, just because that makes more sense, right? A giant meteor coming to collide is more, if not a no attribute attack, it would be a fire attack in my brain, not a light attack. Meteor crashing into the earth, I don't think of a brilliant shining light occurring. So I guess that's just a personal gripe I have with that being light element, but whatever, it is what it is. I think that will be a very niche thing that she does right. Her special's not going to be part of what makes her impressive. Moving into the ability board, yes. The juice, the meat, the main course of these units. So this is where things started connecting it when I watched this video initially. But let's get into that first skill, laser arm. Must be set to use skill 1, right? We know set just means turned on or activated in her kit or in her skill board. Skill 1 damage cap plus 10,000 and SCT recovery speed plus 100%. But then it takes skill 2 and skill 3, decreases their damage cap by 5,000 and their SCT recovery speed by 50%. The next one, Radiator. Must be set to use skill 2. You can see where this is going. Skill 2 damage cap plus 10,000, SCT recovery speed plus 100%, but then it does that negative drawback to skills 1 and 3. And Missile Pod, the final unique involving her skills, or her abilities I should say, must be set to use skill 3, yada yada yada. Same thing that we just read, but relevant to skill 3. So if you can see the math, right? If you can picture the math, if you have all 3 of these set, they will basically cancel each other out. So then you're not getting any damage cap, and your SCT recovery speed is as is. There's no benefit, there's no drawback, you got no damage cap, so you're at that base 9,999, and your SCT is at a 0%. However, it gets fun and tricky when you start playing with that function that she has of using 1 out of the 3, right? Because once you have 1 out of the 3 set and you have the other 2 off, you're getting these damage caps, you're getting those damage boosts, right? Remember in her trait 2, it said that every skill that's not on powers up the skills that is. I think you can get a little tricky with even 2 out of the 3, but mainly it seems like you're going to want to be running 1 out of 3 skills, maybe 2, because you still get some benefits from it. Moving on to some more unique skills. Dash Boost. When using a regular attack or skill, boost movement speed if far enough away from an enemy. They're literally giving this Meredy the Attack on Titan gas buffs, from what I'm noticing. Like, from the way that reads, sounds like the same thing. Now, is it going to be as crazy fast as the AOT units? Maybe. We'll find out. I mean, the great thing about this is that there are no limits. So it sounds like if you're just far away, Meredy is jetpacking her way, or arm boosting her way to the enemy, which sounds very fun and like my kind of unit. And then she has Limiter Release. For 20 seconds, HP Strength, Defense Int, and Mind plus 30%, and boost chance of auto-to-gravity boots activating once per wave. Now this is actually insane, because auto-de-gravity boots is when receiving physical damage, 87% chance for plus 50 flinch resistance, activates per hit instead of per attack. So now we're seeing that in her trait, right, she has the ability to nullify flinch from magic damage, but she also has this limiter release. For 20 seconds at the start of battle, you get this big increase to activating auto-de-gravity boots, which is nullify flinch from physical attacks. So the prospect of this girl is like crazy right now to me. But then moving on to the rest of the skill board. Let me move out of the way so you can see. She's got Fighting Spirit 5, Resolve Up 3, Royal Armor, Fiend Shield, Auto Protection, Auto Regen, Auto Haste, Pride 2, Elemental Drive, Weak Point Boost, Pose of Glory, Shockwave, Dual Wield, Two-Handed Machine, Machine Boost, Machine Mega Boost, Armor Mega Boost, Indomitable Spirit, Sharp Eyes, Destroyer, Giant Killing 2, Beast Alliance, Extra Weakness Attack, Oma Medic System, and then obviously Auto-de-gravity Boots. Wow. No Slayers, no Special Boost, right? No Auto Brave, no Auto Crit. But Homegirl has a very weird, funky, fascinating kit that definitely switches things up, and I definitely have not seen something like this that I can compare it to. So that is very exciting to see a unit like this. And well, we have to look at the Ark and the AER, but I was gonna mention she's a permanent unit, everybody. We're gonna see that at the end. So everyone has a likely chance of getting her on your account at some point if you keep playing. Anyway, let's take a look at this Ark, shall we? Durandal Reborn SSR. Ark trait. Each wave gradually cut damage taken up to minus 25%. When affected by a status ailment, nullify flinch from regular attacks. Continuous protection effect. Just nullifying flinch from everything. Everything is nullifying flinch right now. Learnable skills, Resolve Up, Defense in Mind plus 3%. And we have Defense Down Evasion. Chance to nullify defense down debuffs inflicted by enemies' active skills. We're getting Machine Geyser on the Ark, which is dope, right? Another Slayer for magic. on a teachable general SSR, which is great. Auto fort, continuous fort effect, which I don't know. I don't remember where or if we have that on, we have to have that on an Ark, right? No, so only Crystal Gorm has auto fort built in his kit. So that's the first time we are ever seeing this skill. I guess I could have known that because it's in the yellow first appearance text, right? If auto fort was on another Ark, it would have been in this list down here, but your boy Boot is just tired, I guess, because it's an early morning. And then the AER, we have Palm Calculometer. It's an accessory 6-star. The trait machine equipped, movement speed up and skill damage plus 10%, stat strength 66, int 66. This is just gold right here. Movement speed, skill damage, right? Oh, very beautiful. Synchronizes extremely well with Meredy. And I have nothing else to say. Just a great AER. So I guess you can't actually tell based on the ending screen like you usually can. Usually when it's a Descent of Heroes unit, it will say Descent of Heroes, yada 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 will appear. This just says Inventive Queen Meredy, and when we look at the in-game news notice, we'll see that Meredy is a permanent unit on the permanent gacha, which is great. So much to think about with this girl Meredy, right? The fact that they give her all these benefits when you are running her with one of her skills available to you. A ton of damage cap, ton of damage increase, ton of SCT recovery speed. So I'm fascinated to see how this girl is going to perform. Obviously, we're going to get her tomorrow. We'll definitely be doing a pretty big summon session because this is a perfect time for your boy and many others to dump all of those permanent gacha tickets that we hoard when a new permanent unit finally comes into the game. And my God, has it been a long time since we've seen that. So, time to switch up everything right now. We've seen limited after limited after limited, getting Meredy with her permanent appearance, and we're going to be able to do some permanent ticket summons. There's a lot more coming with this update, so again, look for that video going over the in-game news update, because I'm sure that's going to be a bit of a lengthy video talking about everything that's coming tomorrow. Guys, that's all I got for you this time. Let me know your comments below about what you think with this new form of Meredy. I mean, she definitely made some waves in her first appearance, and from the looks of it, I think this shift form is going to do the same. Very excited to see what she's bringing, what she looks like in game. Like, subscribe, bell notification, turn on all notifications. You guys know the drill. And with all that being said, y'all know what we say. Work hard, play hard. See you in the next video.